Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back. Episode number 23 coming at you. I'm ImperialJedi, and how you doing today? Hope you're having a great day. Guys, so much on the docket. I don't even know where to begin. Number one, holy smokes, how awesome was the last cinematic? That was so much fun to make. You know, surprisingly, that was 6 hours or so, which is pretty nuts. A lot of retakes. But yeah, some questions about that. I was basically using a lot of cinematic mods to make the game look just like uber beautiful. And I was actually filming it at like literally like 6 frames per second. So it was like, at some points, some of those like long flyovers were like 7 minutes long, 10 minutes long, and then compressed down to like 20 seconds to make it look smooth as silk, right? But oh my goodness, the modest side of the world, it's a finicky one, but God, the game looks beautiful. Okay, so before we actually get started on today's agenda, because I'm literally going to forget again, like I know it. My goodness gracious me, this is probably like the most requested thing in the comments section right now. Every episode too. How did I forget last episode as well, right? It was a complete accident. What happened with the last episode is I had to actually redo it twice. And I think on the redo, I like thought that I already done it, you know? But then I saw the comments section and I was like, oh, darn it. But okay, we got that done. Good, right? And that should help a little bit. Not that traffic was bad or anything, but that should help a lot more with our, you know, trucks and garbage and stuff. Okay, on to the main event. So the plan for today is actually pretty ambitious in the grand scheme of it all. I seem to be kind of swinging for the fences a lot these days, which is fun. Helps grow the city pretty quickly. But some stuff I'd like to get done, or at least kind of started, is I do want to make a nice big push for filling in this residential little triangle right here. We'll expand this out. We'll continue the bus lanes too, kind of get a little bit more interconnectivity with the parkway here. And then I'd also like to start moving some of these big industrial polluters that are kind of left over. And we're going to rethink how we're doing, not really rethink, we're actually just going to add to this little industrial kind of corridor here. So we might have to remove some of the trees, I'm not really sure yet. I don't want it to look too sickly, you know, but we'll try and incorporate that. And I actually forgot that this guy here pollutes. So we're going to slightly expand the zone and just move a couple more of these kind of styled buildings when we unlock them too, over to the polluting side of the world. So I don't really mind if this gets a little bit, you know, dirty in air quotes, but we'll try and keep things like relatively green feeling for the most part. Hard to avoid it completely, but we'll do our best. And then I really do want to start working again down here. It's been forever. And I'm sure we can expand our harbor at this point too. We probably unlock some new stuff, right? Okay, and before we start all this is where things kind of get ambitious, right? Is I do want to actually solve a little bit of a problem. It's a fun problem. These are the kind of problems we're actually hoping to have. But yeah, just right over here. I'm sorry guys, random asterisks. I think my processor is in need of a replacement. It's, you know, about 3 years old or so. It's starting to show its age a little bit, especially since I've been doing a lot of the renderings on this computer versus my old one. And I don't know, I just feel like you kind of notice right there, the game kind of stutters a little bit. It was happening a lot with the modded side of the world. That really didn't bug me because I was kind of expecting it, but it's happening like in the vanilla world now too. So I'm gonna keep trying to get the episodes out. Just the next few might be a little bit, I don't know, like a little bit frame rate issue and stuff. I'm really not sure. It just seems in the last week especially. So, yeah, you heard it right there in the music, right? Oh boy. The more I talk about it, the more I'm going to be just thinking about it. But I'm going to try doing like a processor upgrade. So, I'm not saying there's going to be like a stop to the videos, but I might have to like just, you know, do that over the course of a week or something. Find the time to pull the whole computer out. So, again, I really don't mean to have these breaks in videos, but sometimes they happen. So, I really appreciate the patience. And then worst case scenario, you guys can always catch me live on Twitch. I stream Skylines every single Sunday. We do some, you know, mixed games throughout the week. Wednesdays and Thursdays I also stream. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about here. Let's just do some bus stuff, right? But yeah, this bus stop here, it's got like way too many people. This is probably contributing to my poor processor as well, right? And it's not that like it's any fault or anything like that, right? The traffic is great on the road here, so it's not like the buses are getting backed up. It's just that there's too many people wanting to use this bus corridor to get home. So they're getting off the metro. Maybe they're, you know, taking the train, hopping on the metro and switching. And just to get over to here right now, it's only that little bus line. So we're either going to have to throw another bus line in coming from another direction, maybe add a train station, or most realistically, probably add a metro, just to help kind of alleviate some of that traffic. And we're not going to get rid of the bus line or anything. If this was, say, hypothetically, like just a little bit less people, what we could do as a very easy fix is just add a few more buses to the actual line itself. So if we click on this, we can just increase the budget. And let's say, you know, give ourselves 9 buses, right? That'll spawn some new ones. It might be enough. Most likely not, though. There's a lot of people waiting. And you can kind of see color-wise. See how they're all red? That means they're waiting for the red line. And watch them leave the metro and join this. See how some of them are turning red now? So that's so you can kind of see and read and analyze how the pedestrian movements go. So we got green people here waiting for the green line. The white people have left. They're using, funny enough, this as a pedestrian cut through. So I don't know where they're coming in from that. Oh no, they're going down the stairs. Oh, cool, 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 cool. I thought there was an entrance from there somehow. Yeah, see, they're coming in. They become green when they're waiting for the bus, for the metro. As they leave, they become red. So you can kind of, you know, analyze who's who, right? And we got one guy that seems to be stuck in the middle here. So sorry, friend. Anyway, so I'm just trying to say that adding more buses might not be enough. We'll still do it just to try and help a little bit, but really adding a metro line will be the win. Okay, and let's try and connect this all up. I was thinking we could swing around with this guy, have another metro over here. It'd be really fun, actually, is if we do an elevated one. I really am in love with the elevated ones right now. Oh man, this is so ambitious. Oh, geez Louise, where do we put this, eh? Okay. Now, hypothetically, we can put this over here. A little bit of eminent domain, unfortunately, which means we're going to be losing some people here. But, you know, onward and upward with progress. Hopefully they got a big check from the city saying, you know what, buy your dream house elsewhere. Please forgive us. We're building a metro, though, so we got good intentions. Oh, geez, we're going to lose a lot of houses. Oh, for goodness sakes, what am I doing here? You know, okay, you know what, I'm going to do it. We're losing a lot of houses, but I do think this is probably the cleanest, easiest way for us to get across is stay elevated, right? We've got bridges and tunnels and stuff over there. I just don't want to make a habit of this, though, because these poor people, right? I know they're just like Sims in a video game, but this is their dream home, you know? Maybe it's their forever home. I'm a barbarian now. Okay, so we could just very easily do a bank like that. Try to make this look a little bit cleaner, though, if we can. I'm not joking, some of this stuff sometimes keeps me awake at night, eh? Be like, you barbarian, you destroyed their home. Also, in the first series, when I played Skylines when I was like brand new, I did that all the time. And all the comments were like jokingly about eminent domain, so trying to be a little bit more conscientious about it. Did we honestly just sneak right in between that power line? Dude, that's crazy. That's so cool. These are the kind of happy accidents I love, right? A slight little dip here with the height. There's just a little itsy-bitsy divot. We might be able to fix that by making this a longer stretch. And if not, like, I really wouldn't stress too much about that. I can't tell. I think that's better, though, which is cool. And if I can't tell, then what's the difference anyway? Okay, so that's going to be the extension coming through here. We're going to want, I think, to probably... Oh, you'd be so fantastic. Check this out. Oh, man. Okay, and I think we're just about to lose the song. Yeah, so let's switch this before we get our radio announcer talking over us. I want to be in line with this bridge. This is going to be kind of a challenge to get the, oh boy, the nodes to line up here. Ah, we can just eyeball this. Let's do our best. But I was thinking that we would come across in line with this bridge, because that'll look really, really cool if you're like driving on by, stuck in traffic or whatever. This could be like an ad for the metro. Imagine you're stuck in traffic and a metro train just blows right by. Like, you could be riding the metro. Like, son of a bee sting. Okay, so we got a bank basically into here. This should be really easy peasy. We're just going to lose a lot more houses. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. But that's okay. You know, that gives us an excuse to maybe put an asymmetrical road through here. Try to make that a bit more of a, you know, like a, I won't say heavy driving lane, but encourage a bit more traffic use on that. Back that up slightly. I wonder if it's a height issue. Yeah, it feels like it. I don't think it's pillar based. Oh, no, it is pillar. That looks not the best though. No. That's not too bad. A lot of our corners in the city are rounded, especially for the metro, so I don't know if that, well, it's in the same kind of line as that, right? So I guess we can justify that. I just don't want things to look visually bizarre from the overhead, especially when it's all like kind of blended together. So we've got a lot of curves, especially this little curvy district here. So it would make sense to have a curvy through there, I think, but I don't know. This is the kind of stuff too that just keeps me awake at night. It's like, you know, it's like the salad or soup. What do you do when you want both, right? Yeah, see, that would be ideal. So why don't we try to redo that little node or whatever it is afterwards. It's probably a height-based issue, and it would be so much easier to fix with the road once you get that in place. Yeah. To be honest, the road might just, you know, do its own thing now anyway. Like, it might just find the right... Oh, that was the issue all along. Oh. Okay, so it was a pillar. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I swear it's the last of the homes we're deleting today. Probably not, realistically, but... Yeah, that's kind of cool. So just for the sake of us getting some height next to the bridge, why don't we toss in a couple of these tall guys here? Open that up. No, you know what? Because the building's already spawned, we don't need that one there. And then just for the extra noise, because of all the metro banking through here, let's replace some of this with commercial. These guys might have to move. We'll kind of monitor. For sure, this guy has to move. And then just for some light decorating through here, I'm just going to toss in just a little dirt path, which will look kind of nice. Nothing too fancy. And that might sneak in underneath for like a little walking path later. And then take off the snapping, but just to make it seem like there's a little bit of a boundary here for people / pedestrian access. You know, let people feel like they got a bit more of a backyard. And this kind of 5-minute detailing, I've noticed that I've been doing it more and more, especially when I'm doing the live streams. And I would highly say it's worth it. It just, you know, don't make it a mountain that's too tall to climb. Just keep on doing these little things. So I would make the argument that we finally let it, you know, fall behind in a few parts in the city, right? Now it feels like it's not unattainable, but it's going to be like a lot of work to do, right? Which means some more half episodes, which is cool. But I really do want to start coming back, maybe on the main episodes, and just rethinking some of these areas. Now that we've got a little bit more practice, a little bit more build experience. You know, the city's developed a little bit too, right? So anyways, that's a nice little extension through here. Let's continue with our metro. And then, yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could put in a sunken station, or like underground station here, next to the hospital. Yeah. Drive more traffic to the hospital, because who wouldn't want to visit that by metro? And then sneak this around, and then just like come in, you know, and just like underground type thing. So let's do it from this way. That fire station is going to pose a challenge, because we can't go over top of it. We can relocate it. Maybe put that near the hospital. And like here, you know, this little boundary, I don't quite like that, so why don't we move that over one more? And then we can do something like this, where we put a little walking path. And this is just kind of, again, going back to those little like 5-minute detail things, right? Takes 5 minutes or less to do, just do it. We'll probably add to it later, right? But just to kind of get the, oh, you know, why don't we just sneak on down this way? Done. Done and done. And then now, you know, this will look a little bit nicer having something like a fence in here. A little bit more segregation for the properties. You know, you put a row of trees along the one side too. Little things like that, right? And then we can come back, but we kind of have like the placeholder, the idea. When we see it, we'll be like, oh yes, that's very lovely. And so we don't want to lose our paths, because I'm not lazy, but I don't have to keep replacing those. And you can see we got it a little bit wrong in terms of the spacing, which isn't the end of the world, but I think if we restart our, like going across the bridge to about there. Pillar spacing, super important, as you can tell. Okay, there, that actually was a win and a half. Not only did we straighten it out, but it just, now it's like more symmetrically in line. And again, like imagine you're just like stuck in traffic, everyone's honking, and then boom, you know, zoomy, a metro goes by, and you're like, oh geez. That would totally make me leave my car at home, 100%. Imagine if you're commuting to the hospital too. All right, so how do we get from here underground? We may have to lose a little bit of this. Let's try that again, lowering. Okay. We got to redo one path. That's fine. Oh, dude, that's fantastic. Remember, if you're underground and you click on something, that brings you back above ground. Just click on the height. And just give our like firefighter friends a bit more of a backyard, right? And then now what we can do is come through this with the you know, the city park tool, and we've got some more stuff to snap onto. So some of these kind of things. We've had actually a few requests to make some national parks and stuff as well. But you know, like putting these kind of assets in, right? Snapping them onto the pathways. We can do that once we make the park out of this. And this will be fantastic. Nice big old central park when this is all said and done. And it's cool seeing all the walking paths start to spiderweb together. And you can see just that little bit right there. Just the fence and everything. That's worth it. That's nice. That looks great from overhead. This comes in perfectly. Like that. Just boom. Hill's kind of nice here too. Get a little bit more action for some trees. Did, however, have a casualty in the form of this guy. Oh boy. That's a yikes. Alright, so what? We've lost that one connection. That's okay. Yeah, just a little bit of trees on the hill here. Okay. Now, I don't actually think we need another metro stop in between, because if we look at our metro right now, green bean-wise, right? You can kind of see it's pretty decent coverage. You know, and if we're sneaking around through here, we got the station right here. It might get cramped to add one more in the middle. You know what I mean? Actually, I don't know. Would it be right here, right next to the cemetery? Might be the magic spot. I don't know. Maybe I just talked myself into this. Yeah, I didn't think we did, but maybe we do. Yeah, my favorite spot really would be right there. So we can move this down. I do want to keep it because we're near the school. More eminent domain. Didn't I say that I was promising to not destroy any more houses? Okay, that was the last one. That was the last one. And sometimes you have little parks at the end of the houses anyway. So maybe that was a planned thing from the start. Yeah, I think on this direction. Okay, I've talked myself into it. It's not that long of a metro stop in between. Just long enough though, I'd think. And so I think we're gonna have the waiting / meet point be say like right where the metro converges into the station. That might help a little bit more with the queuing of the trains. And then these, there's a little bit of a tight bank, but it's underground. Cool. Okay, this is way better than I thought it was going to be. So let's just do a quick little, are we doing a loop or what's our story here? No, we're gonna fall back on ourselves. So let's create a new line. So we're gonna make sure, yep, create a new line. Stop off here. See what I mean? This is a little bit close together in the grand scheme of life, but I don't think it's the end of the world. We're gonna see a dramatic reduction in people using that bus. And we'll just end right there. So let's just get so much more of the city interconnected. And we're at 3,100 people using metro, or like, not metro, using public transportation right now. So that's just over 10% of our city, which is pretty darn good. I would suspect that we might bump this up another 10%, so getting around 3,400 just from doing this. So let's check out the numbers in a bit. I'm gonna put it on 3-speed now. Let that kind of do its thing. See some new trains spawn and go through here. We'll make sure we check on that in a little bit. And yeah, in the interim, let's fill this whole area in. You know, actually, hold on. Before we do that, let's move our polluters, because they're going to need a lot of time. Yeah, so let's, oh geez, we're going to have to pause here, eh? Just because this is going to be water treatment stuff. So that's the headache we're about to create. Okay, so we have determined that we do want a bit more of the polluters over here, kind of keep them in one zone. That's 1 and 2, and we have 3 and 4. It was 5 over there, jeez. And I think I'm going to put them in pairs, just so they don't get too... How does it look as the third, actually? Like, I don't want it to be too repeaters, you know? And I wasn't really thinking down here, but maybe down here.
Lights, camera, moving. There's nothing like watching a movie to take you to another place or time.
Synthetic Dawn's a good one. Oh, good song too. Yeah, also, I might switch these when we unlock some more tiles, and then maybe have, you know, the freshwater outflow, not freshwater, but like the treated outflow pipe. Might put that somewhere like way on the outskirts. Just so we don't have too much ground pollution near the city itself. So this might once again move at some point down the road, but that's okay. All right, so tube there, two there. There's this guy here. We can probably put another one near it. It's a little bit of a pollutant zone. That's fine. Yeah, I just wish we could, like, you know, blanket cover the trees and not have them look so so bad right here. But I get it. You know, pollution makes the trees not so healthy. What can we do instead over here, I wonder? Because, like, just with the elevation and stuff, I don't really think I like that. Let's try over here. No, it's much better. Okay, so I'm going to push these a little bit further as well. No, it's just really that little bit of the height there I'm not really a fan of. So that's recycling moving. I'm going to move another recycling down to here. This, if it's empty, not quite. When it's empty, we can get rid of it. And then we'll relocate these two. So since we got a little polluter zone down there, put one there. And then the other incinerator can hang out near our recycling friends. And again, it could be placeholder. We could move these once more. Not stressing about that, though. Making sure we're reconnected, of course. Okay, now 3 speed. Let's do it. And that should, I think, be all the polluters. No, not quite. We still got one more. The oil power plants. You know what? How are we doing for power? Oh, yeah, we're getting rid of this bad boy. Sayonara, sucker. We want clean energy. And I think, yeah, we just got commercial and then crematorium. Keep our services here. I'm sure this will be coming in handy later. But the main idea was just to get some pollution out and about. Okay, now we can go over here and start doing some building. So this will be an extension to the bus road and just a little bit gridded through here. But I kind of thought maybe like we come up like this, over like that, and then we can link these two together. Something like to this effect. I don't know if we can get the guidelines to work here. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Just gotta be careful of these two intersections. What I might redo is that bend, just so it looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so let's do a few skinny side streets along the same curve.
Can you hear it? Listen close.
Not getting too lucky today with our radio stations, are we, eh?
Sound of refresh.
Oh, that's a good song. Okay, just so we don't overwhelm the intersections and the traffic through here, let's do a little bit of a back street with the residential in mind. Huh, interesting. It's not too bad. That's cool. Kind of flows nicely with the other half too. Oh yeah, actually I like that a lot. And then I wouldn't mind maybe like one more connection in between these two guys. Just so you don't feel like you're not like trapped to go onto the highway, you know, if you take this. So now you get a little back way out. Oh, you know what would have been really nice too? Is if we have like a one-way into this. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Intersections are a little bit close together. I don't know if we can do maybe a stoplight here and a stop sign there, just to help with the flow. Give the priority to this guy. Keep an eye on that. That could be a problem one day, but let's test it out. And then switching up our road types. Yeah, just a little bit more connectivity. Fill in of the zones. All right, fantastic. So let's do some mixed approach through here. Put the speed back on. I sometimes change the speed, or sorry, pause the game when I put these like weird roads in, so I don't have to have my computer recalculate everything. Just in case you're curious. All right, so an absolute rarity for me to use this, but just a smidgen of high density commercial. Sometimes it's fun. A little bit of offices. Bring down the commercial density here. Now it would be nice not to zone on the driving part down here. And for the sake of noise, I might actually do a little office corridor right down in there. Okay, we gotta try and read the tiles here. See how those aren't connected? So we're gonna get rid of that. That's fine. And we'll do some high density along this. A little bit of low density in the back. And I think we're just gonna wall to wall, because we're getting some really cool shapes and variation for the tiles here. Don't want to zone this, forgot about that. Oops. Cool. Yeah, great use of the squares, I think, through here. And I've seen a few of you guys request in the comments just to get a little bit more generic traffic, just kind of moving on our expressways, parkways, that kind of stuff, so we can really see the city kind of like feel like a city. I love some of those shots from the cinematic. The city was a little bit barren. Not a bad way or anything, but definitely could use a few more people here. But this is cool. You know, and this is all connected. I was kind of worried when we were first building it that it might not look too fresh, but really, really happy with this. And it's fun seeing all the different lines moving. This is what I'm talking about here. The trains, the activity, the pedestrians, you know. We got to find now a fun way to get some bridge activity up and over here, you know. But yeah, let's go sneak a peek and see how the metro's doing in regards to that insanely crowded bus stop. Where even was it? Oh yeah, it's over here. Oh, look at this difference, eh? Manageable. Look at that. That's like, what, like 10 minutes to fix? Not even? Yeah, it's fantastic. So we probably don't need the extra buses on the line, but let's just keep it in case we start to expand. But yeah, what a win. We'll put that on the scoreboard for sure. Yeah, honestly, looking fantastic through here, especially since we did that addition to the suburb. Kind of feels like this was the suburb, and then the city grew too fast and absorbed it. We have that a lot in, on the outskirts, in air quotes, of the major cities. And you'll have like a new suburb be built down here, kind of in between, right? With maybe like a green belt or something around. Oh, I love it. And that just, doesn't that look so natural? It's like it's been there the whole time. Even though it's not fully zoned in yet. It just feels like it's already always been there. Yeah, it's great. Especially how the high density kind of follows that curve of the main road there. Yeah, not bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, well, we do have a few extra minutes on our hands here. What can we do just to kind of expand a bit more? Oh yeah, I did want to move some of this stuff, that's right. Okay, so this bad boy, making some pollution. We're gonna move it over to a pollution zone. Actually, I just want park area. No, industrial. So I'll expand that over to here, just so it's part of the same industrial zone. Okay, so move this over to here. It's kind of cool, actually, with the entrance almost looks like it's kind of coming through here. I don't know how the traffic will react to this. They might only be able to enter via this way, so... Uh-oh. You know what I mean? I may have done a mistake here. But doesn't this look awesome? Let's watch someone go into it and see what happens. Because if someone is able to go from here, turn left from the intersection in, I'll keep it. If not, I may have to relocate this recycling center and put that on the other side. But this has to dispatch trucks from, like, you know, the forestry zone, so this will only just be a second. Actually, while we hang on here, you guys watch that. I'm gonna watch this. Do we have anything new to add? So biomass pellet, I think we've already put that one down. Yeah, so that's the sawmill. This is sawdust. Maybe we don't have the biomass pellet down yet. Okay, so let's expand on our zone then, that means. There's a biomass pellet. Oh, this is the bio... Oh, for goodness sakes. Listen, some days, man, some days. I still feel like the move is to actually move this over. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be easier. And with the fence, I think it makes a bit more sense with the bat trap there. Okay, so that's good. That's a good move. And goodness gracious me, I'm so slow sometimes. So I think we do actually have all this up placed. In order for us to up the area here, we're probably gonna have to produce a little bit more. Yeah, so we actually need more workers. We do have enough units being produced. It's just the workers. So we can probably put down a worker camp if we got it unlocked. Okay, some weird stuff happening with the terrain, so I move that just slightly over. Yeah, and the pollution is only get a little bit worse there, but I do kind of like where that is. It's almost like I want to move one of these. Yeah, I think so. Great, so sewage water, fantastic for the future. No stress about that. And then I'm gonna just terraform so that is a little bit nicer looking.
With yakisoba, the noodle master.
All right, full circle back to Mars. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer. And then once we start getting the forestry and stuff industry moving, we can start trying to plop down some of the factories that would be associated with it. So a furniture factory, for example, we can start trying to get that down. But we already put it down. What am I saying? Yeah, we can now start trying to get goods for it. Oh, we do have goods for it. Oh, goodness, I'm going in a circle. Well, forget what I said. Forget what I said. We already got this down. Wow, did we already do that and I forgot? Oh my god. That's very embarrassing. But yeah, we can do farming next. So we can start the farming zone, and then we can start doing, like, you know, meat processing plants, that kind of stuff, factories. Wow, 7 days. I guess this has been a long time. Oh my goodness, time flies, doesn't it, eh? It's crazy to think that we're like 23 episodes in, and we started this, like, what, in March? And here we are in the summer now? Like, man. Okay, so let's do a quick look at services, especially in the new zone. Alright, so health is not too bad over there. Health could be bumped up over here. This is now ready for demolition. So we actually don't really have a big hospital down in this area yet. So why don't we throw this in, put it off the main road. And that'll help a lot when we start to expand down in this part. That's some good news. We're keeping that cemetery as is. And then I think death care is not too shabby in this part. Yeah, not fantastic, but just not too shabby. Not too shabby. Need just one more vehicle floating around in here. Alright, so healthcare, death care. We know water is good. We know electricity is good. Fire, again, fairly decent. Not too shabby. Pretty decent coverage. Fires, as we know, is going to be an ongoing issue, though. Police coverage, fantastic. Where people are, like, you know, happy, healthy, educated, so they ain't commit too much crime. That makes me happy to hear. These, I feel like they fill up a little bit too quickly. Gotta keep monitoring that. Alright, then schools. Schools, we know, is a slow battle. So the area we just put in, I'm not really worried. There is fairly decent coverage throughout the spot there. Same with high school coverage. And in university, we're not trying to overly educate people, so. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think not too bad. Not too bad of a start. What do we say start? We're 23 episodes in. City's looking great, guys. Good start we got here. See you in episode 2. Yeah, right. I don't even know. I just feel like I have this urge to build all of it right now. Do you know what I mean? You sometimes have that? I don't know if it's like the game that's addictive or this particular city that's just like capturing me, but I just have the quest to push on, which is good. That means I'm going to record another episode, I think, right away. So, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Really appreciate you stopping on by. Glad you guys are enjoying this as much as you do. But let me know what you think. Some pretty fairly straightforward, simple additions over here, but I like that. And really happy with that. I thought that was going to take so much longer to fix. That's when I thought we had like a little time surplus here. And thank God, right? Oh my goodness, finally. Oh my goodness. I was like losing subscribers at this point. So that's good. That's happy to get done. And just over here, yeah, this is fantastic. The elevated expansion, you know, having that triangle filled in. Just all of this just looks more like it's been there since the beginning. So I like that a lot. All right, guys, well, I'll see you in the next one. As always, happy building and all the best. And drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. It's been a few weeks here. And I'm going to start breaking out into some newer games soon, too. I think keep Skylines like forever and always on the forefront, right? But I guess some other city simulation-style games that might be up your alley. All right, guys, well, I'll see you in the next episode, and we'll see you in some other content, of course, down the road. And stop into our live streams. I always stream on Sundays, City Skylines. I start around like 12 p.m. Eastern, so pretty much the whole day I stream as well. Anyway, we'll see you in the next episode. We'll see you again. Drop me a comment, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and all the support, guys. Like, this is insane. Thank you for everything. All right, we'll see you again. Adios.